Hey everybody, Jake here and welcome to the hobby. I am super excited for today's video because I get to share you guys my top 5 tips for collecting Pokemon cards from Japan. People have been asking for this for a long time. Pokemon cards from Japan can be some of the coolest cards to collect in the hobby, especially right now when there's a ton of really cool exclusive collectibles coming out from Japan. We have a ton of really cool drops coming out over the next couple of months, so there's never been a better time to start collecting some Japanese Pokemon cards. Before we get started, I'd like to thank Buy.e for sponsoring today's video. Buy.e is a shopping service that allows you to buy Pokemon cards as well as other collectibles straight from Japan, and they will ship it completely worldwide. You can buy stuff from Amazon Japan, Mercari Japan, Yahoo Auction Japan, as well as the Pokemon Center Japan, and they will ship the products right to your door. I recently purchased a Neo Lugia card through Buy.e and it was really affordable. This card would have easily cost me double this if I were to purchase here in the United States. You can even buy stuff from the Pokemon Center, get yourself the promos or the exclusive cards that come with your purchase, and Buy.e will ship those products straight to your door. If you'd like to check out Buy.e and sign up for their service, I will have a link down in the description. If you sign up today, you will get yourself a 2,000 yen coupon, which is right around $20 for your very first purchase. It's a great service. I highly recommend you check them out. My very first tip for collecting Pokemon cards and buying products from Japan is to buy early. And I don't mean buy products on release. You don't have to be that smooth. In fact, most Pokemon card products from Japan are actually a little bit more expensive on day one. If you're willing to just be a little bit more patient, you can buy stuff for significantly cheaper. And when am I talking about early? I really mean 6 to 12 months after a product is released. This is when you have the best opportunity to buy a lot of different products. Some time has passed. Hype has died down for these brand new releases, and you can usually scoop up products for much better prices. And even then, within 6 to 12 months, you're really hedging your bet against a lot of volatility, especially within the 6 to 12 month range. This is early enough in the product life cycle that you're getting in early. You're getting in products close to MSRP, so it's very, very low risk. Seriously, a lot of the collectibles inside of my collection, the ones from Japan, have gained so much value, and a big part of it is that I simply bought them when they were very close to retail price. I didn't get a lot of products at retail price, but I got them significantly cheaper than where they are today. Boxes like Mario Pikachu. I picked up Mario Pikachu boxes for $200, which were very expensive at the time that I purchased them, but give it 4 or 5 years and suddenly all of these products are completely worth it. I mean, I definitely don't want to pick up a Mario Pikachu box today at those exorbitant costs, so definitely get in on some of these sealed products much earlier and you will be able to save yourself so much hassle in the long run. The second big tip for collecting Pokemon cards from Japan is to build relationships. Honestly, I know this is gonna really hurt the introverts out there. I'm a bit of an introvert myself, so I can totally understand where you're coming from, but it's so important to build relationships across the ocean. I mean, I have all kinds of relationships with collectors from around the whole entire globe. Recently, I traded to 2 brothers in Japan one of my Bear Walker skateboards. The Bear Walker skateboards are really cool United States exclusive, so the Japanese brothers did not have access to this Bear Walker skateboard. And in return, I was able to pick up a bunch of really cool Japanese mystery cubes from Japan that were not available here in the United States. A lot of Japanese collectors are really interested in international products, actually. International products and English Pokemon cards actually hold a little bit of a premium in Japan. So there are tons of Japanese collectors who are really interested in buying and collecting English Pokemon cards and cards of other languages. So if you're willing to do some mingling and building some relationship, you're able to really get a lot more exclusive Japanese products than you might believe, and you might build some long-lasting relationships in the process. This is a really cool hobby, especially when you have build yourself some nice connection so that you're able to get those exclusive products from Japan a little bit easier. Tip number 3, and I cannot stress this enough, but if you want to get better at collecting Japanese Pokemon cards, then learn Japanese. It is super easy to read Japanese. It is super easy. I know it sounds challenging right now, but I promise you, if you are willing to put the effort to learn it, you will be able to read Japanese within a week. It is a very easy language to understand once you're willing to give it a shot. Japanese is not challenging at all. As someone who's looked at a lot of different languages, I promise you, you can read Japanese within a week. It will completely change the way you look at Japanese Pokemon cards. Once you are able to read every single Japanese Pokemon cards, the world completely changes for you as a collector. You're able to really outbeat a lot of other collectors who just do not understand the language. You're able to shift through so many more Japanese listings so much easier. You're able to see when a word says ultra rare. You're able to see when a word says full art. All of these cool exclusives are now so much more understandable to you. It completely changes the way you look at Japanese Pokemon cards. So if you are truly interested in collecting Japanese Pokemon cards, I promise you, put in some time to learn to read Japanese and you'll thank me for the rest of your life. I guarantee it. It is so cool of a language and it's so much fun to learn and it's so easy to read once you understand some really basic hiragana and katakana, and you'll understand what that means once you get started. But trust me, give it a shot and you won't regret it. Tip number 4, and this one's gonna be a little bit interesting, and that is you have to understand gaps in the market. There are a lot of Japanese Pokemon cards out there that are actually really underrated in Japan. They're not very popular among Japanese collectors, but they can be extremely popular among the international audience. For example, Shibuya Pikachu. When this card was released, I would say it was extremely underrated in Japan. Japanese collectors were selling them to me for $4 each. Shibuya Pikachu, I think a really gorgeous card. And I understand that there was a really strong market for Shibuya Pikachu, or better known as Graffiti Pikachu here in the United States. I knew that there was a market for this card because of the culture. Hype beast culture was really popular in the United States at the time. Hip hop culture is always popular. Graffiti art is really popular here in the United States. Pop art is really popping right now. And so while this card might not be super in demand in Japan, I knew that there was a really strong market for it here in the United States. And there are many cards like this. There are cards that would be only really super popular in Japan, and if they make it outside overseas, it might be a little bit more of a confusing card, but there are a lot of cool cards that would absolutely be a massive hit in other places around the world. So this is where you can be a little bit sly if you can understand the market in certain places. Cards like Charizard and Pikachu are so iconic that they do really well overseas. So pick yourself up some interesting cultural aspect and understand that there are gaps in the market and there are underrated cards in Japan that are really cool here in the United States or overseas. My final tip, and by far what I think to be the most important one, if you take anything out of this video, take out this point. This is super important, and that is to be creative. Anyone can go on Buy.e and type in Pokemon cards and look through the listing, but only someone that's really special, someone that has a creative mind, can go outside the box. Look for some really cool cards that other collectors simply are not looking or searching for. Things like the Vending series, things like Full Art, Neo series, all kinds of Japanese words that other collectors simply are not typing in. Most collectors will go on Amazon Japan and type in Charizard. That is the wrong thing to do. Charizard is not called Charizard in Japan. Charizard is called Lizardon. So if you type in Lizardon, especially if you can type it in Japanese, you are able to get so many more hits than someone who went into Amazon Japan and typed in Charizard. So completely change the way that you look at searching for products in Japan. Once you are able to get creative, find yourself listings that other people are not really looking at. You're able to find yourself a lot more exclusive deals. And that was how I was able to find a really nice, clean Lugia card for a very cheap price. A big part of it was that I didn't type in Lugia, for instance. I definitely didn't type in that. If you type in that in English, you're not gonna find this card. I had to do some real shifting through a lot of listing by typing in the correct searches to find this card, and I'm really happy that I did. So definitely be creative, learn yourself some Japanese, and really enjoy yourself. It is not super challenging. I'm sure you guys will be better at me at collecting Japanese Pokemon cards within a week or two. So thank you so much for watching. I hope this has been insightful. Let me know down in the comments if you have any additional questions. I'm more than happy to help you guys out, and I will see you guys next time.